On the 7th of January 2025, a common bank day in a quiet suburb turns into a legal standoff. What starts as a simple investigation escalates into a complex fight over property rights. Observe how officers navigate the tension while we withhold the final outcome to see how the law is applied.
We get information that this check is installed. So actually the customer is not in Florida, so and we give you the cash. Okay, but we give it the cash to you, like $5,000 alone. The $5,000 was deposited into the account, and it was being reported. So the account is being reported right now at this point. And this is not the signature from the account as well. So we want to know.
What's the person's name on that?
I'm being detained.
Let me talk. What's the person's name?
Randy, John.
And what's your name? Yeah, that's your name. Right, stand up for me, bro. Stand up.
We can go to the office over there.
Yeah, I'll talk to you. Couple minutes.
Up to one thing.
Is that one of the stuff you had as well? Alright.
Where'd you go? That's fine. Wanna do it?
Yeah.
So they opened the account on Saturday and he came back on Monday with his check out. So this customer lives in Connecticut and so it's a TD bank check, so it's our customer. And he went to open an account into a branch to be able to cash the check for this amount. So he knew that if he have a TD bank check and he's not a customer, we're not gonna cash it. Mm-hmm. So he opened the account during the weekend. So come back on Monday to Lakeport Road location branch, and since it's a TD bank check, we can verify the funds right away and cash it. So we cash it and give it the 5,000 something to him, and then the rest deposit into his debit card.
So he took out.
Yeah.
He withdrew 5,000.
He withdrew the 5,000
from TD Bank.
From this account.
Okay. What's your position here?
I'm the store supervisor. So they reported his account because they already knew that they stolen this information from this account.
Okay. And what was the location that he got the money from?
Lakeport Road. This one.
Okay. Stand up. That's on. Step down there. Face the trunk, lean on the car. Spread your feet.
Hey, what's up, dude? So I'm Detective O'Connor. Clearly you're under arrest, so I'm gonna read you your rights, okay? And then I'm gonna talk to you about a few things, and we'll take you back to the district where there's air conditioning and, all that jazz. So I'm required to warn you before you make any statement that you have the following constitutional rights. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Any statement can and will be used against you in a court of law. If he has your phone, we can get it, I promise.
All right. Phone numbers I got to take down.
What's that?
Some phone numbers I wanted to take down.
Okay, yeah, we can get it. He's not gonna be far away. We can call him. We know who he was. I know the guy, kind of. All right, listen, so quick question. Was that black car, is that the car you came in?
Yeah.
It is? Okay, whose car is that?
Grandma.
Your grandma's car? Where's the keys at?
He took it.
Who took it?
That dude in that car took it.
The deputy has the keys?
As far as I know.
You had the keys on you, though?
Yeah.
Was somebody else in the car?
What?
Was somebody else in the car with you when you came here?
No.
No? Okay, so got out and you walked in, you had the keys on you, and when you got arrested, you had the keys on you?
Yeah.
I just got to find the keys.
He took my phone, my wallet, the keys. That's all.
Okay, we'll get all of that. Your grandma know you have her car?
Yeah.
You live with her?
Huh?
Because I'd rather your grandma be able to come get it than us tow it. Yeah.
I don't think my grandma. My grandma, she's damn near half blind.
She's what?
Like half blind.
Half blind? Do you have any other like adults in the house? Like with your grandma? I can't have anybody but the registered owner, but maybe your grandma can come with brother, or, you know what I mean? Okay, I'll call her in just a minute. Have a seat in the car for me, and then we'll find out where your phone and keys and everything are. So, you know what you're doing here?
What?
Like, do you know why you're arrested?
No, they didn't tell me.
What's that? Nobody told you? All right, so this is about a check from yesterday. The check that you cashed yesterday at the other bank. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, which bank was that? That was the one on Lake Worth Road, the TD?
I couldn't even tell you.
How old are you?
19.
19?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't know where you cash a check? You got a job? No?
No, man.
Huh?
No, ma'am.
No? You go to school?
Just got out.
Just got out? Graduated high school?
Nah, I graduated high school like 2 years ago.
So what school were you at?
CDL trucking.
Oh, truck driving. You got any criminal history? Never been arrested before? It's brand new, huh? All right, so that money you got yesterday, that $5 grand, what'd you do with it? Where's it at?
I ain't speaking on none of that.
Huh?
Talk to my lawyer.
All right.
There's a firearm and a commission of a felony.
Yep. He is not even a little bit a victim anymore. Can I prove the firearm? Can I prove the firearm?
Right now, I wouldn't do it. It's just later on.
Yeah.
I would do the DNA for it, and then just have them added on.
No, they're not, because this is my property. I don't want nobody in my property till I see that warrant. This is my house. I own this house. This is in my name. I don't want anyone in my house without my permission.
Listen.
That's my right and my God-given right in the law. I didn't give nobody's permission to be in my home. This is my home.
Can I speak?
Yes, but if there's someone in the home, I don't want them in the home.
So let me.
Is there an officer in the home?
With your mother. With your mother, yes.
I need them out of my home.
Okay.
I don't give anyone permission to be in my house.
Okay, ma'am, your
my
mother,
house.
your mother was in
My
a row.
mother is not the owner of this resident. I am. They rent this property from me.
No,
I am the owner.
You are not the owner. They're in control.
I'm the owner. My
You
name
are
is.
not in
Do
control.
you need to see that?
I do not need to see that.
I'm the owner of this resident.
I don't care. I don't need to see that. So at this
I
point,
need a sergeant or a
I am the
lieutenant.
sergeant.
There he is.
So
I'm the owner of this property.
if you let me
They
talk,
rent this from me.
let me talk, I can explain it to you.
Okay.
Next thing, if you continue your attitude, I'm going to tell you to get into your expedition, and you're going to leave, and I'm not going to tell you
I own
anything.
this property.
I do not care.
Literally own it. I have the title
Do
to
not
it.
care.
It's my home.
When you're ready for me to talk,
I'm listening.
I will talk.
I'm listening.
Okay. So, we are doing a good thing for your mother. Your mother is in a t-shirt. We walked her in so she could put a dress on so that her husband can take her out to dinner. We are securing this place. We are writing a search warrant. Once the search warrant gets approved, we are going to go in and then we're going to search it. Your son is in custody right now. Okay?
Okay.
For a case.
Okay.
That's what led us here.
Okay.
So take all your frustration out on your son,
No,
not
there's nothing
on
to take
us.
out on him. I just asked if my house is being searched without my permission.
We are not
which I
searching
know
your
I
house
have
right
that
now.
right.
We
That's
are
all I
literally
said.
just standing by to let your mom grab clothes. Okay?
Because my mother called forensic, so I don't know what's happening.
That's it. So if you want to hang out, you're more than welcome.
I will. But
Okay.
you can see I'm in pajamas too. I came
you are
running.
more
My
than
mother
welcome
called
to
me
hang out.
forensic. I come running
But
for my mother.
nobody's allowed inside the house.
I'm running for my mother.
Nobody's going to be allowed inside the house until we get the search warrant.
And what is my son under arrest for?
He's an adult.
Okay.
So it's an ongoing investigation. You see, there comes your mother with her clothing.
And where's my mother's vehicle?
We're probably going to tow it.
No, I'm just asking because that's my mother's car. So I know I
As
will
soon
be
as we get the
responsible
tow
for that.
information, we'll let you know. Okay? O'Connor, these were the brothers. I don't know if you need to talk to them or.
Who's who?
Hey, what do you need
Devon.
to talk to?
You have nothing to say without a lawyer present.
Yeah, what
you
do
have
you want
nothing
to
to.
talk
No,
to?
that's it. You have nothing
No
to say without a
problem.
lawyer present.
All right.
Period.
Amazing. Do you have an attorney? Does he have an attorney already?
I don't know anything about charges. I don't know what.
Yeah,
type of
we can't
attorney
talk
you
to
would
them.
need. I don't
Okay,
know.
so we can't talk to them. So we're asking if you have an attorney. Could you?
Not as of yet.
Okay. All right. So whenever you guys get the attorney, because if it goes that way, then if you can provide it to us.
No problem.
And then what you guys can do, if you guys want to start heading over to your expedition, you're not going to be allowed in front of on the premises until we get the search warrant. Okay?
We're off of the premises.
Okay.
Right here
All
is the line.
You guys can post up there. That's fine.
Yeah.
No problem. I appreciate it. Thank you for your cooperation.
Unfortunately, we were trying to determine who lives here, but you attorneyed him up, so we can't ask him. The questions we're going to be asked if he resides here. And if he says he lives here, that could incriminate him because we find something there that we're looking for and it's got his name on it. So that must be the brother we were wanting to know about.
Yeah.
Thank you for the answer.
Well, no one asked me to decide.
You just answered it. Thank you.
No one answered.
No problem, sir.
You said they rent the place from you, right?
And that's under me. They
It
don't
doesn't
own
matter.
I own
It doesn't
it.
matter. They're
It's
the
under my
they're
name.
the occupants. They're the occupants of the residence.
So the
But I own
The only other option you have, ma'am, right now is to call an attorney and have them try to intervene. They're going to get served with the warrant. They'll get a copy of the
Well,
warrant.
by law, I'm the one that owns
No,
the property.
you obviously you don't know the law. So
It's not what they're explaining. You have to listen to what he's telling you.
You're
It's
not
like,
the- you're not
It's
the-
like if you
you
rent a
don't-
property, right? And your landlord comes over there and with the police says, "Yeah, go ahead and go inside." And you're like, "But I'm renting it. This is my house. You can't come in." He's like, "No, I own it. You go inside." You see the conflict?
if you told us right now, I own the house, go search it, we tell you no because you don't occupy it. They occupy it. We're getting a search warrant because they told us your son doesn't want anybody in his room. Therefore, they were going to let us search his room, but we're doing the right thing and
Who,
say,
Hattie Berto? Hattie Berto doesn't even live here.
"Oh, okay. Well, then your parents are liars then."
Hattie Berto lives with me at my residence, and then he went to live with his girlfriend. He's been living with a friend for like 6 months.
Okay.
No, that's the honest to God truth.
Then your mom and dad need to go to the doctors because they both got dementia.
They got us.
Yeah, they're real good
They're
liars.
scared. They don't know what to say. They're scared. That's what my mom
Your
calls
dad
me.
seems pretty cool.
That's actually really cool working for.
My son was just living with me until maybe like 6-8 months ago, but I didn't know if I'm living here.
Yeah, he is.
I love you.
She live with you? She lives with you?
She lives where?
With you?
No.
Oh, okay. How did she find out so quick?
Who told you? Hello? Who told you?
Your mom.
Oh, I love you. I'm gonna call you later when I figure everything out.
Okay. Be safe.
Alright.
That covers the events as they unfolded on the scene. Now, let's dive deeper into the post-incident breakdown to analyze the legalities, the specific actions taken by everyone involved, the key lessons we can all learn from this encounter. The interaction begins with Detective O'Connor providing the 19-year-old subject with his rights under Miranda v. Arizona, 1966. This Supreme Court ruling mandates that individuals in custody be informed of their right to remain silent and their right to an attorney. The principle ensures that any waiver of these rights is voluntary and intelligent. Following the warning, the subject invokes his Amendment 5 right to counsel under Edwards v. Arizona, 1981. This case law establishes that once a suspect requests an attorney, police must cease all interrogation until counsel is present. The detective appropriately ends the questioning to maintain legal integrity and prevent constitutional violations during the subsequent investigation. Custodial interrogation requires careful adherence to the Amendment 5 to ensure that statements are not coerced. By asking for a lawyer, the subject effectively shuts down the state's ability to gather self-incriminating evidence without professional legal guidance. This tactical choice shifts the burden of proof entirely onto the physical evidence and witness testimonies gathered by the agency. At the residence, the conflict centers on the amendment for protection against unreasonable searches. Officers seek to secure the home under the standard set in Illinois versus McArthur, 2001. This principle allows police to briefly seize a premises to prevent the destruction of evidence while a warrant is sought. This doctrine balances the privacy of the individual with government interest. The sergeant addresses property rights established in Chapman versus United States, 1961. This case clarifies that a landlord or owner cannot provide valid consent to search a space occupied by a tenant. Ownership of the physical structure does not override the reasonable expectation of privacy held by the actual residents, as the right to exclude others remains with the occupants. Detective O'Connor receives a grade of B+. He correctly identifies and respects constitutional triggers like the request for a lawyer. His tactical awareness remains high while managing the initial arrest. However, his verbal communication with the property owner showed limited de-escalation efforts. He receives an 8 out of 10 for officer decision-making and a 10 out of 10 for legality. The 19-year-old subject receives a grade of A-. He remains compliant with physical commands while successfully asserting his legal rights under pressure. The property owner receives a grade of C+. While she asserts her rights, her aggressive demeanor hindered professional scene control and created unnecessary tension during a lawful attempt by officers to secure the perimeter. Lesson 1. Officers must recognize the threshold of a tenant versus an owner to avoid illegal searches. Lesson 2. Clear and repeated verbal commands are essential during high-risk detentions. Lesson 3. Maintaining a reactionary gap of 6 to 10 feet is vital for officer safety. Lesson 4. Recognizing escalation triggers can prevent a verbal disagreement from becoming physical. Lesson 5. Documenting the refusal of consent ensures that future warrants are supported by a clean chain of evidence. This incident highlights the importance of legal knowledge over physical force in modern policing. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.